Welcome, lords and ladies of the chat, to another episode of Legions Lounge, episode 16. We are your hosts. My name is Trevor, 16shooter, on Instagram, 16_shooter. I still don't know who 16shooter is. And my co-hosts here are the multi-talented, multi-scale, now, toy photographer, Nate Strong, at Corona4 on Instagram, and the host of the celebrity-endorsed Dork Lair right here on YouTube, Bill Drewnowski, the Dork Lair on Instagram, and Dork Lair, Dork Lair here on Instagram, the Dork Lair on Instagram. How's it going, boys?
What's happening?
Do we got our shirts on? No shirts?
You know what's funny is I think
No,
I wasn't going to
Dave.
wear mine, and I'm like, they'll be wearing theirs.
I didn't know if I was going to make it at all, so I don't have the shirt on.
Yeah, that's true. We weren't sure Nate was even going to be able to sit up straight today. He's a little under the weather, so everybody wish Nate well. But he's he's sucking back some. What do you got? What are you drinking?
Some Ironfish bourbon.
Nice, very nice.
Michigan made. So hoping a little, magic potion here will cure me.
Right, that or you pass out. One of the two. Hopefully,
hey, if I can sleep tonight, I don't care either way.
True enough. Let's see who we got in the chat here. You want to call it out, Nate, or you? Or is your vision fuzzy? Or
guy? No, I can see. Dave Orkin was first in line, followed closely by Michael Casper.
No. Anthony Houseal was first in line today.
Oh, he was?
At 4:39 p.m., he kind of snuck in there and said first.
I missed that. I don't see it in the
just trying
chat.
to take that away from Dave.
Anthony.
But Dave was technically second. Besides me.
Gotcha. All right, that works. Mr. Curtis Ackerman, Michael Woods, Pablo, Scott Baker, Eric, Kawabunga Dude, Star, what's up? Tom Clayton, Motu Guru, NYC Figure Fanatic, Ricky, and Omar, David Smith, what's up? Andrew, Josh, Rich M, Omar, did I say Omar? Scarlet Kid, Joseph H, Laura, and Raymond. What's happening? Thanks, everybody, for joining.
Nice.
Good start. Good
Josh,
crowd.
Eric Munoz.
first is first.
Nice.
Yeah, Anthony, there he is.
And Anthony first is, I know. Anthony first is first. There you go. All right. You win.
He had to chime in for his nap this afternoon, so he could be here tonight, probably.
Nice. Yeah, Raymond's joining us from Puerto Rico.
All right.
How's it going, man? Thanks for coming in.
Cool.
Puerto Rico Comic Con was this weekend.
Oh, really?
Think, it was very either this weekend or next weekend.
Raymond, were you at the Puerto Rican Comic Con by any chance?
I saw Boss Fight had their figure. They had a booth there with the Puerto Rican comic artist that's doing one of their lines.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm curious.
I saw your post about the. I was just going to say, Bill, your post about having to get in by end of tonight on the
Court of the Dead. Yeah,
Court of the Dead.
Yeah, Court of the Dead figures. Yeah. I mean, if you want them direct, but there's other sites that have pre-orders.
So wait a minute, are those are the 1/18 scale Court of the Dead?
Yeah, they're basically hacks.
Vitruvian.
They're the sideshow brand Court of the Dead characters. Yep.
I have one of those 1/6 figures. I would love those in 1/12. I thought I was going to get into the 1/6 because they are really cool, and Fison or the other brand that they're going by. TB League did a great job with the one I have. Who was I can't remember.
Yeah, they look beautiful.
But that new skeleton dude that they just came out with looks sick. I'm like, I don't want to get into these. It's like I know we're outside of we're still in the fantasy realm. But I don't know. It's just another thing that I got to try and grasp the mythology for and have some sort of connection with. I just thought they looked cool. Still, like if they were a little cheaper at 1/12, I might think about that. But I don't know. 1/18. I mean, listen, man. Like we were talking about, Nate just got into some of the Joy Toy stuff.
Yeah, some of the Max 125th scale. I've been
nice.
Oh, are they 125th scale?
The ones I got, they have 118th. They even have a 124th, I think.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
But the one I chose to get was a 125th. They have a handful of those, so that's, I don't know where I landed. But yeah, I've been eyeballing them for a long time, and finally just said, what the hell? Yeah, it's super cool.
That's really nice, because the 125th, you could actually use like railroad, trees and things like that. I mean, that's in scale with that stuff. You know what I mean? So like that's, when you think about, I got to make a new dio, it's like, well, I could just literally just go to the hobby store and buy some stuff off the train aisle or the train store.
Yeah, so here it is. Here's the scale. So pretty much get it.
Yeah, that's still damn big, man.
Relative.
Yeah.
It's
what is that, about
big
10
and
inches?
chunky, but I haven't measured it, but that seems about close. Yeah.
If that's 1/24 scale, it's going to be like what, like a 12-story building, that thing, right? I mean,
it's big.
That's nuts.
Well, because here's the guy. And I mean, for the scale, it's really detailed. Nice. So
wow, that's pretty big. Oh, well, okay, wait a minute. You backed up. It looked big by your fingers, but like.
And
all right. Okay. That's 1/24th, huh?
25th, yeah.
Interesting.
Anyways.
Okay. Pablo's waiting for some 40K Warhammer Joy Toy figures to come in. Yeah, I saw those too. I'm glad I'm not into Warhammer, because those look really cool. I know. I'm kind of staying away from that. I'm going with the sort of the what do you call it? The Ravager look, like that sort of the desert guys with the masks and stuff like that. It looks a little Fortnite-ish, but they got some cool vehicles and stuff like that. So
they're badass. Yeah, that's why I stay away from the 18.
I mean, you could do some multi-scale shots with that. So I mean, it would definitely work in the background with some. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. We'll find out.
No problem. E. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, definitely. What is that? Yeah, just DM me. Yeah, my site is up and there's some stuff on there, but it's not up to date. It just takes a lot to get stuff up there, so I got to find a better way to do that. But yes, that's possible. Curtis cut his hot tub time short to make the show. Thanks, Curtis.
Thanks, Curtis.
All right, let's start out with some news, and I'll just throw up the news banner just so we know what we're talking about here. Let's talk about All Stars 5. So, announcement came down from the Four Horsemen saying that the All Star 5 will not be up for pre-order until after Cosmic ends on May. I think that ends midnight May 1st or 9 p.m. I think it's 9 p.m. at night on May 1st. So I don't know whether that means, I don't think they said, I don't know. Do you guys remember? They didn't say that it was going to immediately follow, but it's not at least coming up until afterwards.
And end of July.
Yeah.
Like that's right. They did say it was like the end of July or the end of June? End of July. Wow.
So we have 3-month gap between the next pre-order, because they did say that it will be the next pre-order and that it will be the end of July.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So big gap there.
Good for me, because I'm still working on pictures, but
a relief in one sense, right? But they're like, damn it, come on, give me.
Yeah, no, what I don't know, and again, I haven't asked, it's because we were just talking about this before the show, that I sometimes just don't ask, just so I don't come on here and have to like put on a poker face or whatever. But
lie to your audience.
Lie to my audience, like deliberately mislead them and send them in the wrong direction and haunt their dreams. Whether or not they're going to announce, I mean, they kind of have announced the winners. I mean, I
feel like they said they're not going to announce the winners until let me pull it up until it goes up.
Until it goes up.
Yeah,
I would suspect that would be the case. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we know the 3 winners essentially, right? I mean, unless they're really like trying to misdirect us and troll us, like those are the winners from that video that they did.
Right.
I'm going to pull up the wording.
And I honestly don't know, because I've either already photographed them or they just haven't asked me to yet. So
right. So the votes have been cast and counted, and the winners of this year's All-Stars battle have been determined. We've seen a lot. I like that part because it kind of makes it sound like they're about to like announce them, but then they like pull the rug out.
Right. Yeah.
We've seen lots of fans wondering when these winners will be announced and when the wave that will include these figures will go up for pre-order, especially since we currently have a pre-order open for our latest Cosmic Legions wave. We normally do not announce our sale dates too far in advance, but in the spirit of helping fans plan accordingly, we wanted to assure you that we will not be soliciting an All-Stars 5 pre-order as soon as Grave Knight is done. In fact, you will have a few months to prepare after Cosmic Legion's pre-order closes, since our next planned pre-order and the reveal of the All-Stars winners will not happen until the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go.
that's, yeah. So we won't know the winners until the end of July, and the pre-order is the All-Stars pre-order is the end of July, and the next pre-order is the end of July. So if anything hits us between now and the end of July, it'll either be something that releases and ships, is like not a pre-order, or there could be some in-stock sales or whatever.
Right.
So
right.
a nice break. I'm happy for it.
I'm happy for it too, and I think it's weird because I think if you think back to before Cosmic and before even just like maybe 2 years ago, since 2019 it's been a blur. Yeah. But I know in talking with Chris that they were planning on, ramping things up and getting things a little more out there regularly so that there's things coming in. Kind of getting them on a schedule too, because before it was, this is what I'm getting at. Before it was sometimes, 6 months, and it's like we've waited on our pre-order and there's nothing else coming up. I mean, maybe there's some in-stock sales, maybe there's a few things here or there, but it's not a pre-order for a big wave or anything like that. So this is kind of back to normalcy.
Yeah,
which is
at least what they had planned.
Yeah. It is kind of nice, especially over the summer. It's just like, there's tons of things going on. You don't want to have to worry about, dropping $200-$300 on something, when you want to go on vacation or whatever.
And we should be getting our Alithia wave in.
And that's the other thing. You're going to have stuff coming in to satiate and now it's going to be the payoff without having the payout, which is going to be nice. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't have to drop $300, but I'm going to get all the stuff that I already paid for, my past self paid for.
Yep.
Which will be nice.
And who knows, a figure obscura may slip in there in those 3 months. You never know.
Yeah, I guess if it would ship, because if it's not if they're saying no pre-orders, then I'm going to assume that means no pre-orders.
Right.
And not Friday ISSs, according to Chris. I didn't see that. I haven't talked to him about that. I don't know if I would. Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean,
I got a feeling when Alithia comes out and things have been out there for a while, and it may not be before July, but who knows? We may see some ISS stuff cropping up.
And it's already been so long since the Friday. Like, when was the last, typical the Friday ones that they did all last summer? Like, when was the last one of those?
Yeah, like last fallish. Like before Legion's
kind of like September, October.
Like, to be expecting that to come back, I don't even know that I would really be expecting it,
Yeah, we may just get a pure 3-month off window of just get your new stuff in and play with that and enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
I would imagine 2 waves coming in that window.
Yeah.
Is Q2 is still the scheduled window for Deluxe Legion builders and Alithia. So I would imagine that's a lot. Those are like a lot of figures for them to deal with, to ship, ship out, to deal with.
That's going to be the other thing. Yep.
It's just a lot of work that they have to do in that window.
And big. I mean, you've got the horses, you've got a horse, and you've got a centaur. Those big boxes to deal with, and a moose. You got 3 giant boxes that they're going to have to be packed up. It's going to take a lot. I just want to address this really quick. I am working on that. So slowly we are replacing all the older shots, so that will happen.
The SBN podcast is with us. They're excited for the moose.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait for the moose.
Cool.
Cannot wait for the moose. It's almost here, man. I mean, maybe next month. Could be nice.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. I mean, so, rejoice that you don't have to outlay any more cash for a while, and you've already outlaid some if you've gotten into Cosmics, or you've got a Lithia or the Deluxe Legion builders coming. If you're going to go to any of the shows that they're going to be at over the next coming months, I mean, that's not going to be before July. No, it won't be before July. But hey, you'll save some money. Go on vacation.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Go buy some Joy Toys.
That's right. Go buy another scale. Go find another line to get sucked into. And
I have Star Trek Exo 6 that is like just wrecking my wallet. Star Trek Exo 6. It's just like the number of figures that they've announced and revealed and teased. It's
I don't know what
That's the thing that's like crushing my budget.
Having done some stuff with them, and side note, I started. I watched the first 2 episodes of Picard and kind of dropped off, and I'm almost through the first season, and it's pretty good. I heard the second.
Get through that. The second season is awesome.
I heard the second season is much better. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm really a TOS guy when it comes to Star Trek, and I've got most of what I need. I still need a Chekhov. I don't know what's going on there. I'll probably maybe get some Wrath of Khan stuff from them, but that's about it. I don't really need the deep space. I'm not really into all the tertiary shows all that much, so that's not going to kill me, thank God. So I'm going to spend my money on Joy Toys. And going back and getting 1/6 figures now that I've gotten rid of a bunch of them. I'm going to fill up that space, that hole in my heart. Nice. All right, we got some sales going on. Planetary Dog Toys, I think, opened up shop again, and Wolfgang Customs. Let me share this shop. Wolfgang's got some new stuff up now. This is the stuff that we actually had Lord Stephen Bisciotti on the show about a little over a month ago, talking about this new line.
Oogaloo.
This is Oogaloo, and this looks great. I've seen this up close. He had this at ZoloCon. And Nate, you bought one of these, right? Or no, you bought this guy.
I got the Bear Warden, yeah.
Yeah. This is really, really cool. I painted $75, man. And these are all painted by Steve, right? These are Steve?
I believe so, yep.
Yeah.
That's 2 large pieces.
Huge pieces.
The hat.
The hat comes off.
Head.
Right. Yeah. The head comes off. I could just keep zooming.
Yeah.
And he did a really nice job, man. The eyes.
Look at how big the bear.
Really good.
It's really big.
Yeah. It was a nice piece. Really, really nice piece. I might have to get one. I might just get one that's painted by Steve so I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah, lots of good stuff here.
I love that the Painmonger that's the ogre size now. That's really cool.
Oh, this one right here? Oh, no, that's Squall.
Go down, I think.
Down?
I thought.
Oh, down. This guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I got to get one of these. This is ogre scale?
They have one ogre scale in there.
Oh, this would be a good... Because I was just saying I want to make a Fury ogre. This would be a good Fury ogre.
Yeah.
Head for sure.
I like what you're thinking there.
Yeah, that's nice. I got this. This guy is a lot of fun to paint. He's like really fun.
That's crazy.
I know these are very tough to make, but these are some cool stuff. They're out of stock, so I'm not gonna. Is this? I have not asked anybody, Stephen or Emil, and I think this is Emil's. Is this Horsemen Wells?
Oh God! Now that you said it, sure looks like them.
Because that looks like Orson Welles to me.
Yeah, it does. It's got to be inspired by.
Yeah, so lots of good stuff. These pans are great, man. You don't think about this stuff as being like stuff you need, but then you want to do something like with a fire. You know, like a lot of people have bought the fires from here or MAFC or I'm blanking on his name. John, who did. Yep. I bought one of those.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yep. Which are really, really cool. So those are great. All right, and in the spirit of that, we actually have a little giveaway tonight, which is very nice, courtesy of
Lord Stephen
Customs, Lord Stephen, and Len. So let me bring that up. There it is. So you are going to get the aforementioned Ula and the Bear Clan. Does he have a name?
Bear Warden?
The Bear Warden. Thank you. The Bear Warden. And the Patch Dude. Let me look up his name. Hang on a second. I just saw him. Tudor Long Packet. Long Packet or Pocket? My eyes are shut. Anyway, that's a dwarf head. Some weapons. I think the necklace
with a gemstone eye patch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's the guy with the gemstone eye patch.
The cool story behind that. Yeah.
Right. So this is pretty much the set, man. This is the new Tribal Lands set, full on. So you're gonna get it all. Stick around. I'm not gonna do this right now. We're kind of working through like what we should do for a contest. Very prepared. This just came through the wire like literally at the last minute. So we'll work something out. I'm not gonna keep everybody up. I know people can't stay up till 11 o'clock or anything, and we don't really want to be here till 11 tonight either. Like we're gonna try and get this quick. So we'll think of something before the end of the show here in the next 15 minutes or so. But that's pretty much it. Some of the Pop and Swap Stars contest winners should have their prize packages by now. One of them, Schizo, is in the Netherlands, and that's on me. I have to get the label ready for him. But Schizo, it's coming. Runners up, including Is the Wiz, they're coming to you too. Your shirts are coming. So hopefully we'll see some pictures of those guys putting up the prize packages, including said shirt. Again, thank you, Dave Orkin, for these things. Really awesome. And we're just giving these away. We're going to have some for sale at Legions Con. Maybe before that. I'm going to work through what I have and just give them away because he was nice enough to do them for us. So I don't want to have people charge for those, but we're giving them away. Like tonight, we've got a giveaway, so I'm not going to do it, but we'll be doing stuff either on the Cabal or here or on IG. So follow me everywhere. All right, so let's move on to our main topic, which is filling in your collection. A lot of us, I think all of us here, right? None of us really got in on the first Kickstarter or even the second wave or the third wave. I mean, I was in on Advent of Decay on the in-stock sales. Like, that's when I kind of got into it, and I grabbed a bunch of stuff from that. A lot of stuff, but...
Covenant of Shadow was my first order, but, like, I only ordered, like, 2 figures, and then kind of slowly was, like, picking and choosing. It was Advent that really got me to, like, order a lot of figures. Yeah. I started seeing them right about then on IG. I started seeing some of the birds, and then I started seeing some of the Templar Knights. And I was like, wow, what is this? So, yeah, there you go. That was all planned.
Cool, Andrew.
It was all planned. Yeah. But okay, so we've got a bunch. I'm down to probably 15 or 16 that I don't have, that I'm missing. Mainly stuff from the Kickstarter wave. A lot of the Aetheron guys that are tough to get. Sir Ignatius and Galeron and a bunch of the other ones. So, what we wanted to talk about tonight is there are other people in that same situation, and they want to either start filling in, even people who've gotten into it. We're getting people, who have just gotten into the last wave, who Lithia might be the first wave.
A lot of newcomers lately, yeah.
Lots of newcomers, yeah. I think Cosmic helped like wake people up to how cool Mythic, just like as a people were talking about it more outside of our little bubble of Mythic, Cabal
and people
and
in
stuff.
too.
Yeah,
Krampus pulled a lot of people in. That's true.
Yeah.
So
it seems like with the cons that they've gone on this year too, a lot of people are saying, as it happens every year, but it just seems like more and more people are coming up and going, "What is this?"
Totally.
And they're even getting introduced to it there for the first time. So.
Hey, Yimbo, what's going on? Did you just finish your show? I was just watching Yimbo earlier.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. I've met so many people in line that even just doing the New Jersey Toy Con, there's mainly people who are just trying to get some more stuff, but there's people who are brand new to it and like, what should I pick up? You know what I mean? And you just kind of point out like, this is a good one, that's a great one to start with. And we all know that once they get into it, they want to fill in. They want to, oh, I got a vampire. I got Baron Volgar. I really want to get some vampire Legion builders for them, like the knights and stuff. How do I get them? So, yep. I mean, obviously, you're going to try eBay. You're going to try Mercari. AliExpress has a lot of stuff now. It's hit or miss in terms of pricing. I mean, the bottom line is the prices on all those resell sites are going to be, some of the top of the line. I'm gonna just put this out here because I don't know how many people know this. I run into people. I share stuff like this and I feel like I'm talking down to people, but I know a lot of people who say, like, even trying to get them on the show, and they're like, I don't know. No, what do I need? Because I don't know anything about technology. So, a lot of people don't know how to, use Google to search properly. So, a great thing to do here is if you're on eBay, Mythic Legions. Let's say you want a vampire. Like, let's just do Mythic Legions. You want to do a comma vampire. So you're getting both those keywords, and here you go. Here's some vampires. Again, here's something out of the box. I think it's out of the box. Maybe they have the box with it. I don't know about the description, but $85. This is probably the knight figures were. I don't know what they originally were. Standard, right? So $45
50. Yeah,
50 on BBTS, right? So you're paying a $35 premium now. Well, this guy's got $12 shipping, which is nuts. But all right, I want to get a bargain. I'm not willing to pay, $89, $90, whatever I'm seeing here, $99. That's fine. I mean, you may not have a choice, but just go over here and now I'm going to tell everybody how to do this, and it's not even on here anymore.
You looking for sold?
Where's my save search? There it is. They keep moving on me. Right here. Okay, so here's your results. Right here, save this search. And it'll tell you they're going to send you an email when there's something new. You can turn that off, but that's what you want. You're going to get an email every time something comes up. So you want to be specific about it. There's really no way to do it by price necessarily. You know what? You might be able to go down here and say under $70. There it is. And then you can save that search. So now you're going to get emails for anything under $70 that says Mythic Legions and Vampires in its title. Now, you may not get a lot. Here's one for $65. Well, $25 shipping. That's the problem. But you never know when something's going to come up.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people selling these things who either A, are just looking to get quick money, B, don't know what they have. I mean, for better or worse, or just getting out of it and just want to, clean house, or there's a knife missing, or the whatever, the spear is missing, and you could pick that up someplace else too. You know what I mean? You can pick that up from parts thing. So if you really want that in your collection and you're not concerned about mint in box, or maybe you are, you might want to add, boxed or box in here or something. You know what I mean? So that you get that search word in there.
Yep, and that's how our friend Brad Jones over at the Legions Lair, was getting these pop up at 3 a.m, and that's how he completed his collection.
I have done okay on eBay. Part of what I also want to talk about in the realm of this before we move on to other aspects of doing this is, and this kind of plays into other aspects, which would be the trading. Let's say you find a bargain on something that you're not really looking to get right now. Okay, like let's say it's the Elf Ranger or something. You know what I mean? Something that is not easy to get, is off BBTS at this point. You're not seeing it show up in stock sales necessarily. It's not at the ZoloCon New Jersey Toy Show mix generally. And you find it for, I don't know, $70, $65, something like that. Or you just find a good deal on it. Grab it. And this is trade bait. I mean, this is, you got to look at the value of this. Maybe this is a $90, $100 figure, and somebody else has got a vampire soldier, a vampire knight that you want that's, relatively the same price. You've just got your vampire knight for $65, $70 if you found a bargain. So don't be closed-minded to figures that you don't necessarily... If you've got the money to sort of spend at the time. I mean, I know it's hard to say, like, I can just plunk down on $70 on something that I'm going to put aside for the moment in the hopes that somebody is looking for that trade-wise. But you can always throw it up on the cabal as soon as you get it and say, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. Here's my list. I've got this. Who's got it for me? And
well, that's what we say too. Like when pre-orders go up, which is we reiterate over and over and over, is the best way to get figures. If you can afford at the time, get some extras then, because that's not only the cheapest time you're going to get them, but we all know they go up, and that's going to make for awesome trade stuff down the line. Even if even if they offer an all-in, and you're like, there's a couple in here I don't really think I like, do the all-in anyways, because it's a great deal, and then you're going to have two figures you can trade. And we all know, everyone does, like, what's your favorite Legions figure? What's your favorite Cosmic figure? We see those posts all the time. And some are, there's some common ones up there, but there's a wide variety of what people like and what people don't like. So you're going to find somebody that wants what you have.
And that is the next segue with the next segment. This is obviously aftermarket stuff, and simply going through the online resellers. Oh, Curtis. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate
Thank you, Curtis.
New Godsfire characters, Perosa, Acolyte, and Mug Tug available now at Wolf King Customs. Oh, a lousy commercial, Curtis. No, that's good. I appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat, and we'll leave it up there. We'll go to Wolf King Customs. Yeah, go there now. Don't go there now. Go later. Well, go there now. Open up another tab or whatever. You can still listen to us. So that's the other aspect. So here's Mercari. Mercari used to be a pretty good place to find some stuff from people who it felt to me more like that. Hey, I got some stuff I want to get rid of and I don't want to pay eBay fees for it. And now there's not a ton of bargains to be found on here. It's pretty much at eBay levels of prices for things at this point. So it's pretty even, I would say.
Probably but again, listing too, I would imagine.
I am positive of that. Yeah, absolutely. But again, it is. Listen, this is the thrill of the hunt from your couch, basically. Like,
right.
I was saying the other day that I would much rather do this kind of stuff and check out searches and try to find. People who there's misspellings sometimes, or people don't know what they have, and you just look up like Night Toy, and people go Night Toys, and suddenly that's like a bunch of Templars for $10. You know what I mean? It's like you never know. Like you're spending, you're watching whatever on TV and the Batman, which is probably what everybody's watching right now. Right. And you can do this, as opposed to driving around to Target and Walmart and everything else trying to find those Marvel Legends that you're missing.
Gas at $4 plus.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Exactly. So there you go. There's your spear, $8 if you didn't get the spear from your vampire or whatever. That's not the right one, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, those are, like you can see, those aren't even listed by character. It's just spear. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, right. Did it even say? Well, it did say Mythic Legions. So, yeah. But yeah, Nate, to your point, I'm going to stop that for a second. The second way around this, and you guys jump in whenever you want, is getting what you can on the current pre-orders, or even in stock sales if you can grab them, or if you can get to a con that they're at, because that stuff is going to be, once it's off BBTS and some of the other resellers, price goes right up. So it's hot. Either you can sell it, or maybe there is somebody. It's harder to do that to get older figures, because generally the people who have the older figures are probably already pre-ordering all these figures at this point.
Right.
So it's not as easy, but you can always turn around and sell them. I mean, I have no problem. Like if if the market value for this stuff, for a, the Elf Ranger, is $100. It's $100. If you can get $100 for it, somebody's willing to pay it. And you're not looking to help somebody else out, on a friend or whatever. I mean, do the right thing up to your point of morals. But that $100 that you paid $65 for it somewhere, you picked it up at a sale at a show or something like that. There's more money towards your grails and filling in your
exactly.
So
and that brings up, Star had a comment asking, is there some kind of justification behind these prices? Or is it just,
that wasn't it?
Quote, because they can. And yeah, the justification is that they're really hard to find, that the supply is not enough to meet the demand, and people are willing to pay this. So for example, I went and looked up. So when that question came up, we were browsing through Vampire Knight listings, and they were in that like $70 to $80 range, right? Maybe $80 to $90.
70
range.
to 90, yeah.
And the most recent auction, somebody listed it for $1 or whatever, right? The most recent auction, and that person did not list it for $80. The bidders determined the price. The bidders bid it up to 13 bids. It went up to $75.60 with $10 shipping.
Right.
So you're talking $85.60.
Right.
Like, the demand is there. Like that's the justification for it.
And like we said a while ago, there's more and more people getting in this line, so the demand's going to be higher and higher with fewer and fewer figures.
Here you go. This proves my point right here. So we were looking at $70, $85 things. This just sold 4 days ago. Best offer accepted. Free shipping. Less than $69.97. I mean, maybe it was a $65 figure for the Vampire Legion builder, which is not that's not the Knight. I think I had the Knight on the other.
And you're gonna see.
Here's the Knight
range
for $76.
If you go,
was 84.
If you go like a year, if you just spend a year and just track the price of the Vampire Knight for the next 12 months, you're going to see it probably like flying up in the next 2 months to $120. And then in the fall, it's going to be down to $70 again, or down to $60 even. So like,
talk a little bit about that. Yeah.
Throughout a year, like the prices are going to just like fluctuate. So there's no need to like rush and get it right away.
No, patience is definitely the name of the game with this line. But it all, Alethea's coming in hot, so vampires are top of mind, right?
Exactly.
So sellers know that, so they're gonna put stuff out, and then you just got to keep all that in mind. Like, there's figures that I've been kind of clamoring to look into, but I'm like, well, I'm not gonna buy anything until I know what's coming up in the next All-Stars wave, because we have no idea what they're gonna include in there.
Three good points.
I'm not going to go pay $100 for something. Yeah,
with the timing, the fluctuation seasonally, and especially like that the fact that vampires are coming and people are more interested in vampires now, and your other point, which was great, and I can't remember what the hell it was.
I can't even.
Also, start a wave and try to figure out like what might get reissued. It's going to play a big factor in purchasing decisions.
Patience was your other point.
Patience.
And you're yes, Bill, exactly. But patient, unless you're Brad. But if you can take the patience, this is me. Like I am not. Listen, I'm not trying to flex. I could spend some money. I mean, on a few things that I wanted to fill the gap right now, you know what I mean? And $400, yeah, but I'm willing to wait to see if I can find that thing for $250 or $300 or trade, okay, this is a flex, sorry. But Atlas, you know what I mean? I've got an extra Atlas. Now, this is a thing. I did exactly what I said. I bought this because it came in at a pretty good price on eBay. It just was a bidding thing, and it ended at a weird time. and nobody seemed to be going for it. There was a couple people that were back and forth with me, but I got this for a pretty good price comparatively. You know what I mean? For what Atlas is going for.
Yeah.
And now that's trade bait. That is going to go to something where I want something that's considerably more than that. And if somebody's willing to trade, there's no outlay of cash. This is going to be good for both of us. You know what I mean? So I may have just saved myself some money on a Grail that I want because somebody doesn't have Atlas, and I got that at a decent price. So that's totally patience, totally timing. And Bill, you were saying, go ahead with your All-Star, because that's a good point too.
I was just reiterating what Nate had said. I thought that might be the third point that you were trying to, re-express. But basically, Nate was saying, like, I am not going to really like make too many like backlog purchasing decisions until we know what's in the coming All-Stars wave, right? Like, because it could be anything. It could be 2.0, even though it's not on the list. Like there could be 2.0 figures on there and so on.
Right.
I got impatient and I bought a Hagnon, but that was when it looked like Hagnon was not going to make it, and Hagnon may not have made it. Chances are. And yeah, I saw people dyeing them. Somebody just put one up, a really cool one. I'll see if I can find it. The dyed sort of flame.
Yeah.
That came out great.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. So I didn't pay a ton for it, but I wouldn't, that and Legion builders. Hello. We just got a bunch of the first wave of Legion builders for things like the Orc that were going for $80, $90, $100, $120 a year ago. And there's going to be another wave of those, probably, and again, I have no knowledge, probably people have been speculating about this more 2.0 figures, including Vampire Legion builders, Elf Legion builders. And why go out and spend $90 on that right now? $80 on a Legion builder when you can wait and get them for $30, $25, you know what I mean? $27, whatever it is now.
Yep.
It's going to happen. If you can be patient, if you can wait, if you're a photographer, if you need those elves, borrow them from a friend, ask somebody on the Cabal. I'm sure somebody will lend you some elf Legion builders for a while, and you could take your picture and then send them back. But be patient, man. Patience is key with this stuff.
I mean, it is tough because, like you said, with seeing stuff like in the Cabal and how toy photography has gotten to be like advertisements for stuff like crazy. Yeah, you see it over and over and over and over, and you're like, God damn, I gotta have that. I know. So it does make it a little more difficult to be patient, but
reviewers and photographers, man, is terrible for your wallet. And we have all of those represented here. In the past, how long does it take after All-Stars results are announced before we get figures in hand?
Shorter than usual pre-orders.
Shorter than usual, yeah.
But they're 8 months to usually less than a year.
And only because there are new figures or new paint schemes with some of them. Like in the past, there's been a new sculpt for the troll. Or at least a new paint scheme for that sculpt. It's a sculpt that they already have the dye for, but it's a new paint scheme, so that takes a little time to
figures.
Get. Yeah. And then you've got the tribute figures, right? If they do that, and we've got head packs coming up. Yeah, that's true. That too. That's a whole. Well, I mean, that stuff should be reissues. Again,
yeah.
Swear I know nothing about that. So who knows? Those could be new heads. I don't think so. I think those are mainly repaints of existing heads, but I don't know. Could be. Pick up 2 Hagnons is here. One from Bbts, one from 4H. Zolocon, yeah. That was great that they had them at Zolocon. I missed them there myself. You can find that at fabric stores for sure.
Yeah, I was just going to show. I just grabbed this. This was just like around Christmas time.
Oh, and rolls. That's interesting.
Yeah, this was from I think Michael's.
Does that have wire in it?
No,
it was a Meals thing. Okay.
Yeah. I know he buys just ribbon that's got the wires in it already. I don't know if it's fur, but it's ribbon.
And we noticed paint difference from 1.0 to All-Star sets. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, sometimes like I mean, you just had what's his name, Atlas in your hand, and there's definite paint differences on Atlas. The belt in particular is like more green.
Yeah, the reissue there is a definite difference. That's something that there's also little things like this white tie, zip tie. I believe this was like a early.
1.0.
I don't know I think this is a one. Well, it's definitely like a Kickstarter thing, and it wasn't. I think they changed that after a while. I mean, anybody could put a white zip tie in there. Who the hell knows?
Right.
Maybe you repack this, but there are paint differences, and I'm thinking like maybe that'd be a good subject. Talk to Jeremy about maybe coming up with some variants that's going to make people crazy, but
right.
It's like the blonde and the brown haired Luke and all that stuff. It's going to be nuts in years to come.
Right.
But there are. Something else I want to get to. Oh, just a quick aside. Everybody here, if you could just hit that like, I would appreciate it while you're sitting here. That'd be great. Or on the way out. That helps us out a lot. We do have super chats like Curtis had. If you've got something you really want to say, we try to interact with the audience a lot. So, don't feel obligated. But, all that money just goes to doing giveaways like the Wolf King Customs or the T-shirts or figures like with the Pop and Swap stars. That was my own stuff. So, and some Bill stuff. So, that all helps with the show. So feel free. Who else has got some comments here? Oh, okay. So this is a good segue. On the game figures. Yeah, well, we're going to have... I will try to get an update on the game figures for the show. We're going to have the game guys on hopefully the next show. We'll see. Timing with them is tricky. They're all over the place. So, but I really want to show some of the stuff in the game that they showed at Intern for a Day. And I'll see if I can extract from some info from Chris about what's going on with the game figures, because I'm psyched about those too. I can't wait for all those, the Legion builders and the two regular figures.
Version 2s.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Like thinking about like I really want a Morgulith, but knowing that speculating that Necrononimus will probably be released the wave this fall, and perhaps we get a new version of her. I might even feel like I want to hold out until I see what happens with that.
Yeah, that's another leader. You might.
So you never know. I mean, I can, I haven't had her for months. I can wait another few months.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It looks like we're going down that route of having at least some of the faction leaders and more important characters get the 2.0 versions. Now, obviously, if you're a completist, you're going to want both versions. Right. But if you're just looking for somebody representationally on the shelf and you don't have Atlas right now, hopefully you got in on that Kickstarter, or at least somebody will be selling that for a much more reasonable price, the 2.0 over the 1.0. You'll be able to go out and get that and have a representation of the leader of that faction on your shelf and not have to worry about it. So factor those things in before you go and, after some of those. Again, no insider knowledge here. I just think we're going to see a lot of those 2.0s of it looks like, leaders, the faction leaders, more elaborate versions of them. We've seen Artemis, Lithia. We've seen Attila, and we've seen what's his face? Gorgo.
Gorgo's one that I still want.
The original.
I still want the original Gorgo. And I actually I threw up a trade offer in the Cabal. I was grabbing those ninjas like crazy for a while from Articulated Icons. I have this massive pile of Articulated Icons ninjas, and I threw it up there for trade. No bites yet, but we'll see. I mean, it's a nice pile of ninjas, and I'd like to trade for it. Like, that's another thing is like, if you're unloading stuff, and why not throw it up there for trade for some of these harder to find figures? You never know when someone is going to have an older Legions figure that they're like, do I want to sell this thing? Or, like they might be in a reverse position as you, and it just might be a win-win for both collectors.
Right.
And to your exact point, it doesn't have to be Mythic Legion for Mythic Legion. I mean, people are looking. I see Mezcos up there all the time. Jeremy was trying to train some Mezcos.
Yeah.
CB is even into, well, he doesn't really need the Mythic Legions, but he trades Mezcos for stuff all the time. And it could be that. It could be Marvel Legends that somebody's looking for. Everybody's, people are in flux. They get into one thing, they change their mind, they're into another thing, and vice versa. So definitely the Cabal's open to that. I don't know about the other groups, but definitely open to putting up, hey, I've got all these things. Here's a list of Mythic Legions I'm looking for. Anybody want these? I'm in that boat because, I'm looking for Mezcos every once in a while. Hell, I'd probably trade some for 1/6 figures. If you had those, if you had Hot Toys, I'd probably, hit me up.
I just got the Mythic Boba Fett from a guy who was
anything, really,
who's looking to get
anything.
Mythic. I traded him a couple, fair traded Mythics for his Mayfex Boba.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, anything. You don't know if people are into Lego.
The Cabal is the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best place, I think, right now to find what you're looking for. That should be your, if you did get in the pre-order and you're not going to a show, start in the Cabal. Just put it out there. Well, this is what I'm looking for, or here's what I had to trade.
I do. For this question from Ken, we talked about this a few shows ago. Maybe.
I sure hope so. That'd be awesome.
I think we will. That was a very early figure and a very basic knight figure. You know what I mean, with some augmented colors and things like that. It's ripe for something to do some crazy pauldrons on or something like that. I think it would be really cool. Yeah, same thing here. But yeah. What's the other aspect that I wanted to talk about?
We kind of briefly touched on the seasonality of it.
Yeah, go into that some more, because I know that's your thing.
Yeah, and I've been watching, and I started watching this really when I was collecting, when I first started collecting Mezco a few years back. So probably close to 5 years now, but and I started noticing the seasonality of it.
Yep.
A lot of it having to do with convention seasons and tax season. It plays a big part, I think.
Tax season, right? Exactly.
But the thing is, the way the tax season finds its way into this convention season, right? So the springtime, it's not really convention season yet. Convention season is when I refer to convention season, I'm talking about exclusives, the phenomenon of convention
SDCC
exclusive.
and
San Diego
Celebration.
in July. Yeah. Star Wars Celebration, maybe every few years or whatever. New York Comic-Con, when there's exclusives, and a lot of collectors collect across lines, and there's just crazy amounts of people selling off figures in the summertime, in the fall, in order to be able to afford all of the convention exclusives that are dropping. That's when it's a really good time to buy figures. And there's the reason why figures spike up in the spring is because it's been so long since the last convention exclusive, it's just been a while. The pandemic changed things a little bit in terms of exclusives are kind of dropping at all times of year now, but
online, because everything's online now. Yeah,
right.
True.
But
the winter is always a drought.
They're doing their own cons, but it's usually still falls in line with the same time of the conventions, But,
right.
Yeah, it's a dry spell. The springtime is the time when a lot of people are looking to fill gaps, and it's really tough to break the cycle on that, because you're also going to be in that boat where you have the extra money and you're looking to fill the gaps. And then you come summertime and you're buying all the exclusives and you don't have the money to buy up those cheaper figures when everybody's unloading them, because everybody's unloading the figures at the same time.
Right.
So if you can find a way to break that pattern,
Mm-hmm.
skip the exclusives, and save money so that you have a little stash of money throughout the summer and the fall, you're going to be much more likely to be able to scoop up those crazy deals when they drop.
Yep.
Because we've all seen them happen where it's like,
yep.
Oh my God, this dude's selling a Gorgo for $100 and nobody's buying it.
Right.
I mean, maybe not that specific price or whatever, but like, like a situation where it's like, holy crap, I really wish I had the money. I would just buy this right now. And like everybody's in that same boat and nobody buys the item.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
it's good.
Trying to like zig when the others zag, I guess is the saying, right?
It's
is a thing.
It's the stock market, man. It's playing toy stocks, basically. It is a game. On the counter side of that, if you can manage to get an exclusive,
yep,
and you don't care about it, you know what I mean? Like if I got a G.I. Joe exclusive, I don't collect G.I. Joe. I would put that thing right up on eBay and feel no remorse about getting the,
top dollar
250% markup for it and turning right around and buying something that I want. So that's the thing. Like, but you're right. The seasonality is definitely key. Saving up for when people are bound to be selling things. And right now, like you've said, I think you alluded to this, was like this is tax season, so people have money, and people who are selling know that they have money. So you may get a dearth of stuff out there to the point where there's a competitive pricing, or you may just see people jacking up their prices because they know people have money to burn on stuff. So, I don't know the answer to that. I don't have the research on it, but that's why you go on there and you do those searches and you save the search and get an email, and it'll tell you when things are up, and you can kind of watch that over time. Actually, I don't know if it works with eBay per se, and in terms of Mythic Legions, it's not really going to help. But with other figures, there's an app called Honey, and there's other apps like this too that will watch price drops on things. I don't know if it works with eBay. I actually never tried it. It may, but it will kind of alert you as to when things start to dip down on average with pricing and stuff like that. When there's multiple sellers on Amazon selling something, it'll tell you like, this is a good time to buy because it's low. So there may be something else out there for eBay. I'm not really sure. What is a GSM?
And then there are other environmental factors, like we mentioned gas the other day. Like with gas prices, sometimes now people don't have the money to spend on figures.
Gordon Gorgo. That's great.
Gorgo.
That's fantastic. It's called Honey. It's great for anything. Like, it's sign up for free. You actually get, seriously, swear to God, it's free. And you don't have to sign up. I don't have a link or anything. So, but it's you actually get credit for buying things. Like, and it'll actually add up. It's not much after, a year. You have $20 or something, but $20 is $20. Who cares? It's just automatic in the background.
That's the one that will it will alert you if there's a coupon. And this is not going to really apply to Legions unless you're buying. Maybe it will. Maybe it's if you're buying from like a retailer that uses what is that site called? Shopify or whatever.
Yeah.
And it has coupons.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It might work on those sites. But yeah, like
it actually popped up for eBay today. Like as I was checking out, I was actually doing a search. I found like these really cool little 12 scale like Japanese lanterns or something like that. So I bought those, and it came up as I was checking out to like, hey, let's see if there's any coupons, because eBay does have coupons occasionally. That you may not have known about or something, or sometimes the buyers do, or the sellers do. Right. So it's free, and it runs on your browser, and whenever you check out on a store that it covers, you actually get gold coins or something, like whatever. It adds up to money at the end that you can literally spend on eBay or other places, which there you go. That brings it right back to Mythic Legions. Now you could be spending all this money on other stuff, and you can actually use that saved up money from Honey on eBay. You could spend $20 in eBay money and get a gift card for eBay. You know what I mean? So It's well worth it. It's very good, and especially with Amazon, whether you're an Amazon shopper or not, it will give you a chart, and you can actually track it. You say track the price for me, so it'll tell you when it really, because some of these Amazon prices are wacky and they're all sort of interconnected. So it's not generally for the bigger stuff, but you know, you might be looking for a mic or something like that, and it'll tell you when the prices start to dip because there's too much up there, or there's a new model out, and the price on the one that you were watching just dropped like 20%, and it's like this is the time.
And even just the price history can be useful. If you look back and you see over the last 6 months, an item dropped from retail $59.99 down to $48.99 3 times. And it's currently back up at $59.99. You can be pretty sure that if you put an alert on and just wait for it, it'll probably come back down to $48.99.
Absolutely. And you can
grab it. I do that for Magic the Gathering. I use a different one. I use Keeper.
There's a bunch of them, and I would say sign up for all of them. What the hell? I mean, I think they all work.
And I just it's a lot of Magic the Gathering stuff and Star Wars Vintage Collection stuff too. Like anything that's kind of like sold directly on Amazon that I collect and buy frequently, I track it, and I wait for deals and grab stuff when there's deals.
Camel. I used to use Honey, kind of doing the same thing for me, but Peter, and Peter is I'll say Peter DM'd me earlier today, and he's somebody who got into it relatively recently. Peter, if you want to throw up like when you officially jumped into Mythic Legions, 2 months ago, he told me. So 2 months ago, Peter, I think, has a problem. He bought a couple of Legions builders, an Ogre builder, and Hagnon on eBay. Then he bought 50 figures from AliExpress. Now, again, we were talking about AliExpress. I didn't bring it up. But it's another place I just saw somebody post this the other day, that they bought something and it kind of came a little mangled. And I will say that, after I saw somebody post about a pretty decent deal, not earth shattering, but a good price on it, better than eBay prices, I bought a Fury Orc. And it came in the boxes a little dinged and dented and beat up. So, I mean, if you don't care about the boxes, I would say, take a chance on it if you find a good price. It varies. There's a lot of sellers on here. So far, I haven't heard of anybody having an issue. At least with Legions, with Legions, you're not in the same boat as you are with like Mayfax and other things where there's definite knockouts out there, or knockoffs. Out there that you could,
I was just going to say a lot of people.
Yeah, you could get stuck with a knockoff that somebody's selling as an actual piece. That's not happening with Legions, so you can rest assured that all these are legit anyway. I say that not knowing that, but I'm, fairly.
Yeah, for the most part, that's what I've heard. Everyone feels that they're getting legit Legions. They're just not. The boxes aren't coming in the best.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's Max Bird sells through here with some of his stuff.
I
guess these are tablets.
Yeah, if there were knockoffs, we would know. Like
for sure. Yeah,
people would have them in hand.
They'd be showing up.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool. Like even if you want to go and build your own, you know what I mean? Like people have been painting up. If you're comfortable with just having something that you've painted up and you're a good painter, and you can go out here and find the pieces. Look at, here's the swords, here's the shields, here's, just parts and pieces. Well, these aren't Mythic Legions, but, you could kind of build a Grail if you want. Get into that. I don't know if you're seeing that. Are you seeing that? I think I switched.
No.
Whatever.
Well,
it's the stuff that's down here. It's right here. Yeah.
Noticed any difference on eBay since, with the $600 limit, the tax limit now that the government has put out there for starting this year, like used to be $20,000 that you could earn or not,
before you got taxed.
Before you got taxed, now it's $600. So I wonder if a lot of people have taken stuff off of eBay and are putting it in different channels now to try and sell.
Well, I think that's the reason for Mercari being a little more in line with eBay. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find something while I'm talking here. So, but that's what I've seen. That's not it.
I haven't noticed much yet. I would imagine what'll happen is it's going to lower the supply on eBay a bit, right? Like
I would think
fewer
so,
people
yeah.
will probably be willing to list their items, and the people who do will probably make out a little bit better because there's just less competition. That's just my guess, a theory, but I haven't noticed really anything. In fact, I feel like the prices are not terrible right now, even though we're getting into that tax season, that springtime. It could be like you said, Nate, like just everything else in the world is so ridiculously expensive. It's hard to spend the big bucks on figures right now, like gas prices and just everything.
Right.
But
yeah, for
Did
sure.
they say some of these faces were dinged up or something?
Did they? It looked like it, right? I think it was just the photo, right?
That
it
green elf
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like there's something wrong with
a chunk out of her chin and lips.
Yeah, something's messed up there.
But I don't know if that's just the picture and somebody tried to Photoshop something, or if these are actually have suitable for 4:9 scales. Yeah. So yeah, I know what's going on there. Yeah, these are a little sus. Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey, look at that.
Well, there you go.
There's a
sign of quality, apparently.
Wow, that's funny.
The fuck. That's not even one of their pictures. That's my whatever. What are you gonna do? Jesus Christ.
I see. You know what I see?
I'm helping sell knockoffs now or something. No, I don't know if these are knockoffs, but you do have to look through, especially AliExpress, for things like this. Like,
I see
if you see this and you go, "What the hell is this?" Ask a question, because that's not great.
Trevor, can you help me out with that? Your picture's on it, so you must be involved. Can you please explain what's going on here?
I was gonna say, these are all perfectly legit. Yes, I've licensed my imagery to this company,
Trevor Express.
Who knows who these people are? Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's another thing. Watch what you're buying, especially if you're buying expensive, hole fillers, which are technically, usually for most people are grails. Your definition of grail is going to vary, obviously. But if you're getting into figures that are in the $250, $300, $400 range, ask some questions. Ask to see some extra pictures. Just because somebody says it was lightly displayed or never out of the box, open it up. And these are collector friendly boxes. You can open up that box and at least show me a picture of it. You don't have to take it out, but take a picture of it up close so I can see some things on it. So again, the Cabal, I mean, is a great community, and people generally have your back. Even I've seen people put things up that nobody knows who this person is, or they just came. People are checking that. It's like detective work. Like, hey, this guy just joined yesterday, and he's putting up, grail, 6 or 7 grails for $300 and $400. Like, who is this guy? Nobody has any idea who it is. So
I gotta say, in response to Star's comment here, if anybody's actually running a business on eBay and they're not. If they haven't been paying taxes on the, on the income that they make on eBay, like that's on them. Like that's something that they should be doing. Like, I get it when like a couple collectors are selling a couple figures here, but if it's your livelihood, you gotta get a tax guy. You gotta have your taxes in line. Like, you can't just be not paying taxes.
It was a sweet deal when that stuff wasn't happening on all those online sales, obviously. I mean, I'm not saying from personal experience, but I mean, you're technically not, you technically are breaking the law. You're supposed to self-report that stuff, but they weren't, eBay wasn't supposed to legally report that income. So yeah, legally you were supposed to report that income. yeah,
It's
getting into
sticky.
weird
and the tricky
territory.
Part is just, yeah.
But like it is, I mean, I got to tell you, I have sold a couple of things. Bill and I were talking about clearing out some stuff that we've had that's in boxes and selling. And from the time it takes to take the pictures of it, rebox stuff or whatever the situation is, put the listing up, figuring out what the weight and the cost of the shipping is going to be, so you don't get screwed there, because the shipping is nuts now. I mean, that's the other thing. Like,
yeah.
It costs a fortune just to ship small pieces. I parted out a Mezco figure recently, still up there, and I was going by prices that I remembered from a year ago when I did this, and now I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is not even worth it, because it's going to cost me like $4 or $5 just to send a little padded envelope, a little part that I sold for $15 that eBay takes like $250 from,
three more, yeah,
$3. You know what I mean? So now 15 minus 3 is 12, minus 4 is like 8. I'm like, parting it out doesn't even make sense anymore. I should have just sold the figure as a whole. So yeah, it's a little crazy. You got to do that math, and
I've been
it's hard.
Shipping, like I used to never ever ship USPS parcel ground or whatever the heck it's called, parcel select. I would never ship like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've had to lately.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, sometimes it'll be like something going to California from Boston.
Yeah.
And it's like a hot toy or something like that.
I've had everybody from California buy my shit. That's the problem.
It's like $50. And it's like,
wow.
Sometimes I'll list something on eBay and it'll self-calculate, and somebody will like angrily message me and say, your shipping is ridiculous. And I'm like, you're in California, right? Because like that's and it's like if I do parcel select, it's like a hot toy is only like $15 or whatever.
But parcel select, I know what you're saying. Like, parcel select was always like in the back of my mind was like, well, that's when they're literally kicking it onto the truck and then throwing it from across the the lawn onto the porch, and that's parcel select. And I'm like, oh god, it's got to be something extremely durable to send it parcel select. Yeah, it's getting to the point where like UPS for stuff like hot toys, UPS and FedEx is actually a better deal.
Right.
It's getting really, really stupid. It's hard, and that's the other good thing. Going back to our points, it's great to go on to the Cabal, or I'm not trying to just. There's other groups too. You can join with other groups. There's some buy-sell groups, I'm sure, for Mythic Legions. But that's where you're going to get the backup of people that vouch for the person who's either selling or buying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not paying fees. And that shipping, you can probably charge the same amount or a little bit less and make more. You know what I mean? Because
and a lot of people look out for people.
You're not paying taxes. I mean,
right.
you should pay taxes if you're selling a lot of stuff. But if we're selling a figure, that person who's buying it isn't paying tax because you're shipping it to Wisconsin or New York or whatever.
Or you're
you
trading.
Can do what you want with your business. I mean, again, I think it's a $600 limit. Technically, legally, talk to your accountant. So that's the best way to go. It's
if
really
it's
the best
your
way
livelihood, like you should definitely be seeking tax advice and like paying your taxes on your income. That is like the income of your livelihood, right? Like
Well, and the tricky thing too is it's in profit. So say you sold a figure for $200 that you bought for $100, you're paying taxes on that 100. You're supposed to report the 100. That's what adds up to the 600. But if you bought a figure at a comic shop 10 years ago or at a con, or I don't have receipts, I don't remember what I paid for it, so I don't know how you're ever supposed to. I don't know.
That's
if they come
Ricky's
calling, like
just saying that. Keep track of costs.
Keep track of costs. I don't have any idea.
Keep track of what you paid for things. A spreadsheet is a great idea for keeping track. If you're into this to do this kind of stuff, even if you're not, because you never know. Let me tell you something. There's stuff that I've bought, custom pieces for 1.6 that I've got to go back and search through PayPal to see what I paid for this thing, because I don't want, if I'm selling it, I don't want to necessarily lose money. I mean, there's some things that you just want to get rid of and whatever. If I make a few bucks, whatever. But if you're really like looking to, hey, like the stuff we were talking about before, what did I pay for this Atlas. You know what I mean? Did I pay $250? Am I getting $250 for it? Am I getting the equivalent or more in trade or whatever? So, keep a spreadsheet. Good idea.
But even with the
Track your
spreadsheet,
costs.
like, is that gonna suffice? Like, yeah, here's my spreadsheet I made, but I don't have a receipt, so I can make up whatever the hell I want on it.
Oh, sure, yeah. And spreadsheets are evidence.
I bought it for $300 and I sold it for $250, so I didn't make a profit, so I'm not paying anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about for your own edification, not for in terms of like a financial planner or like tracking.
But if you're getting audited on your toy sales,
and this is true. Spreadsheets are evidence to be used against me if my significant other ever saw it.
My podcast is evidence against me if my significant other ever bothered to listen.
Me too. I watch people on YouTube whose like wives tune in while they're talking, and I'm like, what the hell, bro, man? Like no. My wife, I just recently, I'm like, yeah, I do a little podcast downstairs because I had to explain my need to go downstairs at 9:30, 2 nights a week.
Trust me, when that box of loot came in today, or pile of loot, the box.
Oh yeah, that's
huge.
She doesn't care about that stuff. She doesn't care about the toys. It's just
but if it's big like that, then the eyebrows get raised. Like, what in the hell is in there? But thankfully, I was able to grab it and run down here before she noticed.
Until she watches this tomorrow, I'm just gonna
it won't happen
later.
I want to talk about like selling figures at a loss too. Like one thing about, and this is I guess more like a Facebook, like being a member of a Facebook group and the expectations around it. Like, I think a lot of people join Facebook groups just to get deals, just to get friend prices on figures, and that's not really what comes first. Like there's just sometimes these groups are 5,000 people, 10,000 people big, and you can't really expect to just be friends with everybody in the group. And like sometimes it's just about being friends. Like it's not about buying figures or selling figures. It's about being friends. And like when you have a friend who needs a figure or something, and like you actually start making friendships and start chatting with people and start having like, realistic like relationships with people, it becomes a lot easier to be like, oh yeah, I totally have this figure. I'll sell it to you for what I got it for, or, I'll give you a deal on it or whatever. And like helping other people out. Like, so I know it can be hard to like swallow that concept a little bit, but like, the idea is like everybody's out there collecting and trying to, grow their collection and like complete or whatever they're trying to do. And sometimes if your friend is looking for a deal, like hook a friend up with a deal, and then that's one more person who got a good deal on a figure, even though it's not you.
Right. And generally what goes around comes around, you like to think that anyway. You can't expect it either. You know what I mean? Like that's not exactly. You do that, you don't expect it. You're gonna get that and reciprocated. But I mean, it's just a good thing to do. You know what I mean? Like I've sent some things to people in Canada because the prices for shipping to Canada are nuts. You know what I mean? So, Kevin, who does Toying Around, he had a horse. He got a horse up there, and I'm like, you got to have a rider for that horse, man. Like, you got to have a rider. So, I mean, I just sent them a night. And again, I'm not trying to it's nice. It's just nice, especially if there's somebody that's new to the community or to the line. It's like, it's nice to hook somebody up with, like, you just literally like got some of this stuff, and we just gave away some stuff, and we just got it. You know what I mean? Now, for somebody on eBay for that Black Knight that you had, it could be $80-$90 now at this point for the Black Knight, because you can't get it on BBTS, you can't get it anywhere now. But it's just nice to like start somebody out and like, or whatever, it was just a nice thing to do. And
who I hook up with deals.
You don't have to give it away for free. Just cost a little more than cost, cost plus shipping, whatever.
My friends, I hook up.
Like,
it's my friends, and that's the point here. It's like be a good friend. Like form form a community,
Groups.
like form your own group, form your own little like community of collectors that are looking out for each other. Yep. That can help you like snag a deal when there's one out there. Because that's like, I mean, I don't want to say make friends just so you can get deals and find deals, but like that stuff comes when you have a circle of friends like that and you help each other out.
Right. Yeah. And it's like some of the regional groups. You know, I know there's a Canadian group, the Figgy Smalls runs on there, and you know, it's expensive to ship to Canada, so they're always looking to find like gathering together, like one person does the shipping so that they can get a smaller shipping cost for a big box, and then they meet up or something like that, or maybe it costs a little less to ship up there. But yeah, I mean, just that. I mean, we don't have with Mythic Legions, we don't have the situation where it's like, hey, if you see it Target, you know, grab it from me because X, Y, and Z people need, you know, Nova or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's a different situation. We've got pre-orders for months, but you know, we do have groups of people who see a deal, like you said, Bill. Like you might see that deal on the Cabal, on eBay, on Mercari, and it's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna either tell that person or I'm just gonna snag it for them.
Right.
And I've seen people say either I'm going
whatever I paid for it, or give it to whatever, you know.
Or I'm going to the New Jersey Toy Con. Who needs something? Or somebody might say, hey, is anyone going to the New Jersey Toy Con? Would you mind seeing if they have this? I'll cover shipping and whatever to, you know, pay for your time. But put it out there and ask. Part of my philosophy in life has always been, if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Yeah. And so, you know who's not getting hooked up with that deal? The guy who goes on to the Cabal and posts every other day complaining about ridiculous aftermarket prices, and like all they do is complain about the scalpers and the, you know, all this stuff. Like those guys are not really like they're not really like being great members of the community and like building up each other. They're sort of just like entitled and whining because they're not getting the toys they want. And who really cares about hooking those guys up?
Exactly. Looking for a Grail figure at a reasonable price, but they don't list what that price is, or it's like, well, no shit, you want a reasonable price.
Yeah. And this is the thing. This is a long way to go to say, like, basically, you know, it is. I mean, those other lines that are sold in stores and that you have to find exclusives at Walmart, which my Walmart has. Forget exclusives. There's nothing on the shelves ever. I mean, ever.
Mine's
so I don't want to do that. I don't want to run around. So as you know, we all are into this line. It's fantastic that we can have a month, you know, and then them telling us, hey, take a breather because we're not going to give you anything else for another 3 months. You know what I mean? And like, there's no other line really, no other company that's even doing anything close to that. So it's fantastic. So just be happy that you're into this line. And again, like we've said all night, there's so many myriad ways. Get in with some people. Yeah, that's a great way. People will look out for you. Listen, it just happened to me with the Mezco with Conan, right? I just made it known. Obviously, people know I like Frazetta, and they canceled my order because I didn't see an email that they sent me about. I don't remember what the circumstances were.
Credit card declined or something, maybe.
Yeah, that's what the credit card changed because it was like a year or something like that. And everybody was like, "I'm gonna find you one, man. I'm gonna get you one. Somebody's gotta have an extra, and we're gonna get you one." I ended up getting something, you know, in another route, but it was great. I mean, it was great to have people looking out for you and just like, you know, they weren't looking to hey, I got an extra one, I'll sell it to you for, you know, $250. You know, it's just like, listen, man, if I can find one, I think my buddy's got an extra one. I'll see if he wants to sell it for cost. It's fantastic. You know, people are good.
Yep. So use this break to build some relationships, and
there you go.
You know, get to know some people.
Absolutely. We got a giveaway to do. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we still got 61 people on here. So what the hell are we gonna do? We have trivia. Do you have trivia, Nate? You're the trivia dude.
I was going to look.
Trivia dude. You are now.
Let me see if I can find something.
All right, you see if you can find something.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scalper thing.
Yeah.
The nice thing about Legions is,
oh yeah,
most Legions figures are not scalpable the same way like some kind of exclusive hits Target and someone can like scoop up the supply. Like on a Mythic Legions pre-order, any scalper or anybody who's going to resell or flip is just adding to the supply. Like they're going to produce that many more because they ordered that many more. So it's not really,
true.
It's not the same beast. In fact, I'm fine morally to like consider like buying extras myself so that I can sell them or trade them later. Like it's because you're just adding to the supply,
Yeah, and I think we touched on that a little bit earlier, but yeah, I mean, if you can afford to go all in, even if you don't want all the figures, or if you can afford to buy a few extras again, you're gambling. You can sit on the Cabal. This is a little bit of work too. Maybe it's more work than anybody wants to do. I sometimes think I'm spending way too much time thinking about toys. And I know that everybody doesn't have that luxury. But you can kind of feel out, like with this latest wave, the Poxus wave, like what are the figures that everybody's really kind of hot on? You know what I mean? Or look at the figure that you think is going to be hot and nobody's really talking about. You know what I mean? And take a chance. It is the stock market. You know what I mean? Buy a couple extras of that figure. You can't go wrong with just about any of them if you hang on to them after the retailers are sold out and you put it up for either trade or eBay. You're going to make some money. I mean, it is just the nature of Mythic Legions. It's for better or for worse. This is where they are right now. It may not be this way forever. I mean, I hate to say the shine is off the apple, but like it may just be to the point where people are just happy to collect what's been coming out. And we've got Cosmic Legions, which everybody in the world had the chance to jump in on the first wave. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't anybody that was unaware of this who was into toys. You know, if they were into toys at the moment. Yeah, and like everybody who was constantly like, I didn't get into Mythic Legions because I'm too far behind and I can't get all the figures. You know, little do you know, you don't really need all the figures. But yeah, I'm getting in on Cosmic, so I think we're going to see more of that going forward, and there's going to be less and less people that are.
But you have things like Krampus drops, and
Krampus.
Since Alithia was a year ago, a full year prior.
Yep.
Like. And now it's coming out 6 months after, like it's just that Krampus pump to the like the amount of collectors who are into Mythic Legions. It, like, even though at the time people were like jumping in crazy into Mythic Legions when Alithia came up, like there's still going to be this smaller supply, kind of like with, the same thing that happened with the Aether wave is like gone. You can't even like really find that wave. Like
it's getting tough.
That big long pre-order window creates enough time for more collectors to get into the line, and then it becomes tough then. So again, all the more reason to be like getting in on the pre-orders if you can afford it. Like obviously I don't advocate like overstepping your funds or your budget, but like as much as you can, like get in on those pre-orders because you're going to be the one holding extras or holding figures that other people want later. Then you could trade or sell and get, like figures you want.
I will say, speaking of Krampus, this may be a tip. This may not be a tip. Don't blame me if it doesn't work out. But with those standalone figures like that, the figure obscura things, it tends to have a wider audience because, again, people who don't get in on a Mythic Legions wave is because they haven't been into Mythic Legions and they feel like they're too far behind. They'll never get the figures that they want. They don't want to jump into it now and have to think about spending $300-$400 on a figure. But Krampus, standalone figure, I just want Krampus because it's a real world representation of something that I could put on the shelf. Whatever else they come out with, in terms of that thing, I think it's going to be along those lines. You make it Bigfoot, whatever, you make up your own. There's a lot of Krampus flooding eBay, and they're not really they're not really jumping up there in price. So it's not.
Yeah, it's still pretty early in the lifespan of that figure too.
But you can't get it. There's nowhere else to get it. You can't get it on BBTS. You can't get it anywhere else. But I think that happened to be something that people went a little. They had that one surprise drop, and then the second drop everybody knew about, went and bought, you know, a ton of them, and there's a lot of them up there for sale right now, and they're going for maybe $90, but I think that was that a $55 figure at the time?
I saw Krampus sell for like $60, like when I was just browsing Mythic Legions sold. Krampus that was like $50, $60.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wow. So, yeah, don't get excited, Laura. I just completely pulled that out of my ass.
He just pulled.
Not to say that there won't be, but I don't know of one. So, I would love one, so I could. Just
I can neither confirm nor deny.
That's exactly. I had to miss out on the first Cosmic Wave. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Yeah.
Keep your eyes out. Like probably a month ago, and again, it comes down to networking and having a lot of friends in the community. Like somebody contacted me, they said, "Hey, I'm unloading my all in. You want it?" And I got a third. I got a third Cosmic all in.
Yeah.
Because I just was networking.
Just for cost.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was whatever it was, like 500 or whatever.
You know, that does remind me too. You know, sometimes people keep an eye on like BBTS out of stock stuff. And,
yes.
Every once in a while, someone will cancel an order or something, and somebody will snag a rare figure.
I will say I'm not as up on that. Can you save a search on BBTS, or is that just pure luck?
I'm not sure.
I know some people do.
Someone just got like an
eagle. You can use a page monitor.
Right. That's the thing you told me about. Right, you can watch the page. Right.
Yeah, and it'll just sort of like watch the page for you. You know, there's various things that'll do that, and so like you get an alert when any change happens on that page. Big Bad Toy Store happens to be a site that doesn't have a lot of like background changes constantly going on. Like some sites have a banner.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it changes, and it's just like every 5 minutes you get an alert or something.
Right.
But yeah, you can use that on Big Bad Toy Store, like a page I think the one I've used is just called Page Monitor.
Okay.
And you can find old pages, like even if it doesn't pull up, even if you search Big Bad and the page doesn't come up.
Yep.
You can search Google for Big Bad Toy Store Atlas.
Okay.
And you can go find that page right now.
Cool.
And you could put a page monitor on it. And obviously that one's not going to come back, but like something else could. Like there's some other ones that are in that, more recent range that could.
That's a great tip. That's good stuff. Let's give this thing away. All right.
I threw something in the private chat, fellas. See what you think.
Saw that. I think that's fine.
Does that work?
Could be a quick one, but that's okay. We'll try it. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask the question, then I'm gonna say go. Okay. So don't answer until I say go, and I will pick the first person with the first right answer. Will win again. Stopping the screen.
And be aware, we do generally have a little bit of a lag, so the audience will see the answer.
The answer before we do.
A little bit before we do.
Yeah, I mean that's the we'll see what happens here because sometimes there's a little lag on here and there's a little lag sometimes on who gets what first on YouTube. So we're going on what we see here, what comes up in our chat here. So if you're seeing something different there, that's sorry. So this is what you're going to win. And now the question is, and wait till I say go to answer the question. You want to ask this, Nate, and I'll watch.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. All right. You ready?
I'm going to type go. I will type go in the chat, and after I type go, anybody who answers after that will.
So you're going to type go after I ask.
You're going to ask the question. I'm going to type go, and then anything after that will.
All right.
Go ahead.
Here we go. According to Lord Steven, how many factions, or I guess maybe we should say tribes, have been announced for tribal lands?
Ready? Go.
Go.
First person to answer right gets it. after the go. Nobody's answered even. 13. Okay.
I think we got it.
And in the we got it. We got it. Wow, that was quick. That jumped up really quick. I gotta go back up. Ricky Lee. Is that what everybody's seeing?
That's who I'm seeing.
You got it.
He even spelled it out.
He spelled it out. You show off. You total show off.
That's a typist for you.
That's right. That is a typist.
Type the word for than to find the number
is
for.
True.
That's funny.
That is true.
Yeah,
He's Ricky, you a writer at all? Because that is definitely a writer thing too, just to not just type for.
That's funny.
All right, so you're winning it. You got all those. You got all these. Tribal Lands on sale now at wolfkingcustoms.com. All of these plus other cool stuff. Started Saturday, I think, at 3:00. Do we know how long this goes?
I think it's usually, is it 2 weeks? I'd have to double check
it's usually a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of great stuff.
4/16/22.
God's Fire.
Pre-order sales begin at 4/16 at 3 p.m. It does not say how long it goes, but don't wait around. I would only say, it's a week or two. There's some really cool stuff up there. Stuff from those guys, stuff from Jeremy. So congratulations, Ricky.
Yep, congrats.
Just DM me over on Facebook. I think you're on Facebook, so just DM me there and we'll get your information from you.
He says, someone teach me how to paint. A couple tips there. You could commission someone to paint these up for you.
Yep.
Or because I would not recommend making these your first attempt at painting. Another option, like they're yours. Like you could trade them, right? Like
there you go.
It's a possibility. We just can't paint or get them painted,
dude. Like Bill, you just brought it all around, man. Look at that. Look at that. He's a YouTuber, man. This guy's like
master of the hunt.
Perfect. Well, he's been practicing too. So yeah, I mean, it's nice, man. It's fun. Like it's a tough one, but here's the thing. Try it. If it doesn't work, you can always strip the paint and start all over again. It really is that easy. But yeah, these are I hate to say give them away because they're so cool, but they definitely are have a value in their trade bait. I mean, anything's all free game, man. To get what you want, take your winnings and turn them around. I'm fully expecting some of the people who won some of the prizes from the Pomp and Swap will turn around and trade those out for figures. That's totally their prerogative.
Yep.
So that's it. All right. 11:08. Perfect, man. We got in under 2 hours again, which is great. I thank everybody for coming in here. We had like 65, 70 people in here at one point. It was great. Congratulations, Ricky. I will talk to Lord Steven and see how he's going to get that prize to you. Just again, DM me on Facebook or wherever, IG if you're on IG. And what else? I swear that we're going to have this 1K live going on one of these days. I'm gonna see about Friday. I don't know what you guys are doing Friday. I got to see what Tom and TJ are doing Friday. It's just been every other week that we haven't done a show. It's just been crazy. So I just haven't had a chance. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna give away the Loom Cubes. I'm gonna have more stuff to give away at that point. It'll be fun. We'll just have some guests and stuff.
So make sure you subscribe so you know when we're on, people. Perfect.
Hit that bell. I'll tell you when the shows are coming on. I've got some news things that I've been doing. I've been putting up I'm starting to put up like little news bites, little 15-minute reviews of some of the stuff that's coming out that interests me, hopefully interests you. Some of that might be Mythic Legions related. Some of it might be Hot Toys, Mezco, whatever. But that stuff's coming out, and I do have more articulators in the works, so that's coming up too.
Great.
That's a show.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Good to see you guys.
Yep. See you
soon.
Good
night, kids.
Peace.
See you in a couple weeks.